Hey there, guys. Welcome back to the Flick Experience. I'm the host, man Gabriel here, and tonight we're going to be reviewing the new Paul Thomas Anderson film that's just been released, and that is One Battle After Another. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Regina Hall, Chase Infinity, Tiana Taylor, Sean Penn, and Benicio del Toro. And this is quite a bit of an interesting film that PTA was able to write and direct this film. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I have sort of a like and dislike of Paul Thomas Anderson because sometimes I don't get the way he writes, or sometimes the tone of this movies or any of his films at work. However, there are some films that does have like good quality in this. Like I will say, I really do love Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights, I thought was like a great film. The way he directs that film with the serious, like dramatic tone he has with the real drama and the characters going on through. Like I thought that was really good. And I also adored There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis is like amazing in that film, and of course the Master as well with the great late Philip Seymour Hoffman. And I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson, I will admit, he's a very, very, very interesting writer who knows how to write his characters and go on where the characters' approaches are going to. And for this film, I'm I'm a bit. I'll be honest with it. Again, I think this film is kind of mixed in the bag, but I like the concept wise because it was a bit. It was sort of like a little bit of meta on the social commentary, but it wasn't like shoved in your face kind of way. Because I noticed what PTA did in this new film. He kept it like a little bit grounded this time, where it wasn't like over the top, even though it does lean towards it sometimes, but it wasn't like underplayed. It's like he kept it on the ground level, but again, it wasn't like shoved in your face kind of way with this like controversial subject matter about the revolutionary and what's going on in America politically and stuff. But to me, for this film, it felt like it was five genres mixed into one. It's a political satire with some dark comedy. It's sort of an action film. It's a drama film, and it kind of reminds me of like an action thriller film that you see with the Harrison Ford or like even the Taken like series. So, what is the movie about? Well, Leonardo DiCaprio plays a character named Bob Ferguson, a washed-up revolutionary war hero for this vigilante sort of like revolutionary militia group called the French 75. With him and his wife, played by Tiana Taylor, live in a state of stoned paranoia. Because keep in mind, DiCaprio's character reminds me of the dude from The Big Lebowski. He just has a little bit of the vibe of it because he's an alcoholic, he's a drug addict, he's kind of a bit of a stoner like poser kind of a guy, but they're surviving off the grid while trying to like be prepared for this revolutionary that's about to happen in this corrupted part of America. And keep in mind, even though it takes place in the current time, but it doesn't give us exactly like what part of time. There's a flashback of all of Act One that's a little clunky sometimes, but it cuts to the present, or it could be near later in the future. But it's a little bit of a dystopian country a bit. Later on, the wife leaves, runs away from home, and they have a daughter named Willa, played by the new coming actress Chase Infinity. And I just have to say that she did a phenomenal job in this one. This was like her first or second movie, and I thought she played the part really, really great this time. And so, as the French 75 are committing like these domestic terrorist acts, kind of, even though they're sort of like a revolutionary militia by freeing all the illegal immigrants and blowing up building stuff and few robbing banks, and it's the corrupt government is trying to find this French 75 and probably stop them. And when it's led by an evil nemesis that they have a past with, DiCaprio's character and Tiana's character, and that is Colonel Lockjaw, played by Sean Penn. And let me just say this. Sean Penn's character, even by the name Lockjaw, just reminds me of an 80s cartoon villain from an 80s cartoon. I mean, just by the name, he reminds me of Stephen Lang's character in Avatar. Just like this brute old like military colonel who is like evil, and he resurfaces up in the present to find his daughter because somehow is linked to him somehow and kills her. So he's off to go find Willow, while also now it becomes sort of a rescue mission. Now one of the genres, it becomes the daddy rescues the daughter thing, where now it's up to Bob Ferguson and to travel around on Migas in the state of California to find his daughter and regroup with the French 75 to prepare for the upcoming Vive la Revolution kind of like battle thing, which we hardly ever see sometimes. So she goes missing, and and now he's got a plan to retrace his steps and get the operating number to reroute out the destination or where to regroup with the other French 75s, and there's some even like quiet French 75 agents as well who act like innocent. So the former radical scrambles to find her as both the father and daughter battle the consequences of their past while also trying to survive in this situation that takes a few days for a while and stuff. So to me, I thought the movie was very interesting and how we're sort of like right in the middle of the situation, especially in Act One, and because again, it goes back and forth, but not chronologically, but it goes from one mission to another on what the French 75's motivation is, and corrupted government with the military led by Electra is just like, we gotta stop them. You can't let those damn 75ers take over. And again, I'm glad that PETA was like, he's sort of like satirizing our social commentary and how people would act politically, but also what they don't realize is he's also poking fun the Cuban crisis at that time in his history and see what would it be like here in this current time in America. As I said this, I do have some pros and cons with this film, so this might be a bit of a short review. Please forgive me because I'm going to get right to the point. Now, keep in mind, not everybody will like this film, and not everybody is huge fans of Paul Thomas Anderson, and which I get it because again, there's a like and dislike to him. Not everybody will get his films, but there's I had a couple of people that do like him, so I get it. This movie's not for everybody. If you like this, you like this. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it, and I understand. So for pros, I liked the direction and the acting wise. Very good. Like the entire cast of the ad film, they were great performances. DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Chase Infinity, even Benicio del Toro, who plays like this sort of like karate sensei, but a civilian, but he's actually a sort of an agent of French 75 who helps DiCaprio's character on a journey to prepare him for the thing. Because at one point, there's like a funny sequence where DiCaprio is trying to remember a password from a long time ago as a code word for like, okay, do you have the settings in the map? Give me the reroute like position of the headquarters right now because I don't remember. It's like, well, sir, you have to be on the line. Sort of like those AT&T answering machines where people say, I'm sorry, sir, that's not the right one. Please give us a call. It's like, look, just give me the fucking reroute point right now. Ow, just give it to me. So I thought that was funny. And the next pro is that there was not meta pandering in your face. It wasn't like meta humor, even though it does have sort of references on what's happening now, but it wasn't like shoved in your face. And honestly, I kind of hate it when films had to be so up to date meta humor where you feel like you're being taken out of the film because you feel like what's happening in the world now, it's bugging you. And again, I am not into politics. I don't give a shit about politics or the whole thing that's happening right now, but I don't like it when movies have to be referenced on what the today's society is right now. And sometimes it just takes me out of it. But luckily, PTA he kept it grounded low on the radar. And then the next thing I also liked is I love how the plot it thickens as it slowly unfolds as the character approaches as it gives it time to breathe, and also we want to know where it's going to as the plot moves forward. Now, keep in mind, I know that people's attention spans, even to like now, they're always they're expecting like, this is boring after 5 minutes, but then all of a sudden there's a quick left turn or a quick right where something else happens even worse. Or like if a character does this and that. No, we get to see it. The good thing I liked about the film is that it slowly unfolds with the characters and where it's going to go into this direction, but it's very steady. And yes, it does drag a bit after a while, but it's sometimes up again and it goes down again. It's like up and down, up and down, up and down. But I liked how we get to witness the story as an audience. We get to see how the plot is moving forward with some exposition and a bit of a juxtaposition as well. But at least it's the mark. It's a little. Sometimes we don't even know if it's on the right mark, but it does it well and stuff. And also, it has some humor and how, like, it does have a funny sense of humor on this film because again, there are some funny moments here with the phone, and then there's also humor on how the revolutionaries act like this in this real life, just how. But PTA was doing, he was making fun of both sides, like politically, like the corrupted government and how they find these people and how they run their joints and all, and then also the revolutionary sides and how they were so extremely radical, which is sometimes it's a bit over the top and exaggerating stuff. Like at one point from the government side, there's like a secret government base. Well, not like a government base, but it's like a cult base, which is some sort of like alternate right wing people, and they have like this secret underground tunnel that Colonel Lockjaw goes, and he's trying to get into like some secret club. And so it's just the set adding to me that I thought it was fun. So to get to see moments like that in the films. Now we go to like the cons, because yes, there are some flaws with this film too. It does feel choppy and drags, especially on the second act and the third act, but then it goes up again. It does feel slow paced and stuff, because right for like the first 20 minutes of the film, we don't even get to see the opening title. We get to see a lot of exposition as it goes, flashes backs and forward on what the the French 75 are going to, and then in the second act it sort of takes a breathe in, but then it goes right into another direction. And then the third act, it just slowly just fades away from the big action packed stuff, but then it's intense later on in like the last 15 minutes of the film. And then there's like a few minor plot holes, just a little bit, as in a more that I wish there was some more exposition on the world building, on why was it like this, like what was the build up leading up to this. Is the government or the entire country now going into the rotten hell with the revolutionary quote unquote terrorist thing, and why it's like this with the country's terrorist war on the government and the French 75? Like, I wish there was some more backstory and exposition and stuff. And sometimes movies should have some of that stuff, and some of them don't owned, but I get it. But I wish there was some more like characters, like why did he do this? What was the motivation for that? What is their main objective? The French 75 are doing, and the corrupt government. Like, I wish there was more of a world building. Like, I'm not expecting like sequels for this stuff, but I just wish there was some more, or like more or execution motivations on what their goals are and how are they going to achieve this. And then there's a few scenes that just look out of tone on a bit, but it doesn't last long. Like some of the humor just feels a little bit out of place, or there's a scene that just feels like, okay, why was this in there in the first place? Or minor characters are just not important, but they're just there to like have a scene and stuff. But either way, hey, they're just little moments like this here and here. But overall, I did like this movie. I like what PTA is doing. I love the cast, and I just loved the character's approach on how the father, Bob, is trying to get back his daughter and stop Colonel Lockjaw. But it becomes most of all kind of a bit of a rescue mission kind of a film. So if I had to give a grade point to this, I'm gonna say my rating for this is going to be 3.5 out of 5 G stars. So there you have it, guys. It's again, this is going to be a short review, okay? But if you guys like the film, you liked it. If you didn't like it, but if you're a huge fan of Paul Thomas Anderson, I recommend you go see this film. Now, do I think this is like his best work of all? Not quite. Do I think this is his worst? No, it's not. But I do see like later in the future there might be some rewatchable quality, and yeah, that's all right. It's a good, decent movie. Go see it in theaters, and like hope you're entertained with this too. Bring the family as well. So there you have it, guys. So don't forget to please like and subscribe on my channel. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Email me. Don't forget to follow my other links. So if you want to find more of my podcast episodes from seasons 1 through 3, go to the Spotify network. My links are right there on YouTube as well, and on my Instagram page. Don't forget to follow me there too, at GFE_hostman. If you want to leave a comment or questions below, or you email me as well. Like, please let me share your thoughts on that. I want to know what your thoughts on the film as well. And don't forget, if you guys missed the live stream, don't go back to my live stream episode that I did last week, where I talked about movies and also gaming too. And you don't have any questions below, send me that right there too. So yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe my show. Follow the podcast right here in season 4. And yeah, keep on listening to the show. So as usual, this is Gabriel the host man saying to you all, good night, everyone.